Welcome to NinonSpeaks. I'm Ninon de Rosa, and of course, we've got another episode going. You know, this episode is going to be quite fantastic because we have both men are chefs. And it's very funny because I come from England. And in England, you know, most women have to do all the cooking. I've never understood that because the greatest cooks in the world happen to be men. So I'm a little bit confused about that. But in the meantime, I'm also taking on a role as being a cook. And but I never introduce anybody. But before I introduce AJ, I want to thank our audience out there. I want to thank our guests. I want to thank everybody out there for supporting us and creating so much with this new program we started just over a year ago. NinonSpeaks has been going actually for about 10 years, but it was always a private company, and it was always I dealt with people privately and sort of helped them on their way. And then I met AJ, and AJ and I got together, and AJ is now my co-host, and she's also my producer, and nobody can steal her. She's not going anywhere. She's staying on NinonSpeaks, right, AJ? And I'm going to let you introduce our guest. Go ahead.
Yes, thank you. And I am yours, Ninon, forever. Thank you so much. And I love working with you. We have two fabulous celebrity chefs today. We have Mario Rizzati. He is an Iron Chef America's culinary judge. He's amazing. He's a TV personality. He's a brand ambassador. He is the Italian culinary expert. And he has also a show coming out soon. We want to talk about that. And we also have the wonderful and amazing celebrity chef Tarantino. He's a show host, actor, instructor, and he has a new restaurant opening up. And congratulations also on your new show with Ninon de Rosa. Welcome.
This all sounds very, very exciting. I'm going to pop over to you, Mario. Welcome to our show. I don't know if either one of you know, but I never pre-interview anybody. I like it off the cuff. That's just how I like to interview. But I couldn't help but find a little bit out about you, Mario, because it's out there and you're very well known. But I was fascinated with this Iron Chef thing. Well, and sort of a judge thing. What exactly is the Iron Chef? I know it's to do with television and celebrity and all that.
Yes. So first of all, thank you for having me on the show. Second of all, I didn't know you were from England. My condolences. Yes. You guys lost the final against Italy. Sorry. Well, I had to bring it up.
Okay, Tarantino. I'm going to move over to Tarantino.
Yeah, that's okay.
Sorry about that, Mario.
I prefer him to get the spotlight. You know what I mean? So that's good. But anyway, I didn't know you were from England, so I'm sorry. But there you go. See? Champion.
I'll tell you, Tarantino. You always have a surprise.
You got him.
That's for sure.
You have no idea who you got to interview today yet.
No, I don't know anything. I'm completely
no.
So
there's a TV show on the Food Network. Sorry, go ahead.
You go ahead, Mario. So I was finding out a little bit about you.
There is a TV show on the Food Network. It's called Iron Chef America. It is actually going to, I don't know what season. I am one of the judges on the show. I started a few years ago. Mm-hmm. And the show has been doing very well. As of now, I'm not doing any episodes for the moment, for the time being, but I'm focusing on other things that I've been creating, and then it's doing very well so far. And it is a show where there are 3 judges behind the table that they need to judge a 5-course meal from each of the chefs, between the Iron Chefs, that they are usually the same ones, versus the contestant. And we have the one tasting the food, myself and 2 or 3 more judges. And we have the one tasting the food, and we have the one deciding whose cuisine will reign supreme, we say all the time.
Do you go a lot on, and for me, it means a lot, presentation. Presentation to me is for me, it's more important than actually the food. Food is food. I mean, I love food and all types of food, except cilantro. I hate cilantro. But the presentation, when something is presented to me the way I like, I was in a restaurant yesterday and I was having some salmon and stuff, and they presented it was really awful. And I didn't even want to eat it. I lost my time. Is that a lot to do with food?
Oh yeah, three of the factors that we need to actually judge on Iron Chef is one is presentation, taste, and inspiration. Therefore, we got to make sure that everything that we actually look at it's part of the package. And in this case, Presentation is definitely does a big part of your eye. I have to tell you also that food is not food as well, because it's actually important, the flavor profile. For me,
Yes.
we got to a point that a salmon can taste different than another salmon,
Oh,
no matter what the
absolutely.
sauce is. So,
Yeah.
you know, definitely there is a big difference in those two. So basically, I get paid to eat, which is not a bad job to have.
Usually we pay to eat. No, you get paid to eat. Tarantino,
Yes, and
what do
then
you think of? Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I'm sorry. We just actually get to taste between the best cuisine available in the United States when we do this show. So that's all I want to say.
Tarantino, also presentation. We've actually Tarantino we've started in the kitchen, a new show. First of all, let me ask you, how do you like the new show, Tarantino?
Oh, it's fun. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy it very much.
Good. When you and you always send me recipes and different things, and you think up of all these different recipes to actually cook within a very short period of time. How do you calculate that?
Experience, just knowing what dishes take around 10 minutes and taking into consideration us talking and doing things. And the whole idea of ours, it's not authentic like Mario, Chef Rosati would do. Ours is to help people that are at home that want to learn how to cook and a little bit of entertainment. So we teach them how to make Italian dishes using the ingredients that we have available right in these local areas, especially areas that are in the country, you know, and away from the city where the Italian markets are and everything. Because our guests like us, we can get our stuff anywhere we want, you know, through food distribution, but the guest, you know, it's a little bit more challenging for them unless they go to Chef Mario Rosati's Instagram and his store that he has, and he can tell you more about that, where you can get that authentic right from Italy, all the different types of ingredient that you can get from him, which I have yet to do it, and I can't wait.
I can't wait either. Mario, how you doing with your store, and how long have you had your store going on the internet?
It's about a couple of years right now, and it's getting a revamp right now. And we've been having our own small challenges recently because Italy has been on lockdown.
Yes.
When we say lockdown, means lockdown. We have been lucky here. We did not experience what lockdown means. But over there, you cannot get out of the house, and the police will check your paperwork if you're in the street, and you must have a valid reason to be in the street. And therefore, basically, the products also were not getting here because they were not actually getting produced. So it's been a little challenge, but I had enough to make everybody happy.
That's good.
And good news, tomorrow my container is coming too. So, but the quality of the product is the quality that I would choose in Italy every day.
For anybody to have it. Over the pandemic, obviously we've all had problems, but even delivering food and you know, all that stuff, that has also been hard for you. So within the 2 years you've been open, you've really had a year and a half of disruption.
Well, you know, in my case, I was prepared, and I had actually the opportunity to get a lot of food before the pandemic got hit harder. Funny enough to say, but it's not actually a joke, is the fact that I saw what was going on in Italy and I ordered everything. And I got prepared until everything was going to hit. And as a matter of fact, the business has boomed in the past 2 years and is going higher and higher this year as well, because people are at home. And after watching 2 million and 3 million YouTube videos on how to cook, they hopefully finally learn how to cook something, because everybody became chefs and everybody became, you know, expert in cooking. And therefore, at that point, I say, you know, we need to get something in their house that can bring in the flavor profiles and the specific and authentic flavor that they've been looking for in their cuisine. Because buying the $2 jars of tomatoes, $3 jars of tomatoes, I mean, if you go backwards a little bit, it's a little bit weird to find out that the jar of tomato costs less than the tomatoes that you can put in it. So must be something else.
So I think that's amazing that you have, so when they buy your product, they've actually bought all the condiments and everything are all in one, so they don't have to have lots of different things that they have to buy and get, and sort of, you know, half of them they can't use again. Let me go over.
There was a lot of repeat customers, and there was a lot of people that actually got into trying my truffle sauce, my artichokes, olives, and truffle sauce, my actually apricot orange jam, or my elderberry jam. So they actually, I saw, and it was funny to see it, that every probably 3 weeks, there was the same person reordering again. So there was basically quality prevailed and customer understood it, and they were
Awesome.
reordering, so it went well.
Awesome, wonderful. Tarantino, you are on a little different wavelength here, because you're now opening up your restaurant, and I believe you're opening your restaurant up, which is going to be called Chef Tarantino. So everybody out there, remember that name, Chef Tarantino. And you're opening this on Wednesday. This has been a challenge for you because with all the COVID and everything else going on. Are we opening Wednesday?
Wednesday evening. It's a private party for the people that are subscribed to my Facebook page. And literally it's just Tarantino's.
Just Tarantino's.
Tarantino's.
And so what are you preparing for them? Are you preparing a dinner for them, or is it going to be just hors d'oeuvres or different things? What is it?
Well, for the private party, it's going to be a bunch of different things that are on the menu. So it's going to be a buffet style to something special for those people that are following and supporting the page and are page subscribers. So we're doing something for them. I've got a friend of mine, Phil Scamato, coming down to do the Dean Martin and Frank Sinatra singing. And I have everybody dressed in 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s gangster outfits. My front of house is wearing the red suspenders and all this other cool stuff. Is wearing the V-neck T-shirts with the black suspenders and the old Bugsy hats there. We're really creating an experience. So not only do we have the food, but the experience to go with it. And it's going to be fantastic. And then
you've put all this together. And you've put all this together. I mean, you're like an event planner, or you've become an event planner. Now I understand. I'm not sure, but I understand you have another show that's called Chef Tarantino, and you actually cook and then you interview them. What is that?
It's a dream of mine eventually to end up with a Food Network show, on any network television show, about doing reality cooking with celebrity guests like Mario, except being his student, because I'd love to pick his brain. But
I don't blame you.
Okay, 10-minute dishes and cooking with different celebrities, and sharing the watching them cook. They basically have a setup, a saute pan right beside me. We do all the motions together, and then we sit down and eat. And over dinner, talk a little bit about them. They get to tell everybody about what they do, where they're from, whether it's an upcoming artist or already a celebrity artist. So it's really fun, and I do it with businesses too. I travel all around, featuring different businesses, Italian restaurants. It's just about networking and getting together and just having a lot of fun.
Now, you didn't used to do this. How long have you been a chef?
Oh, Lord have mercy. Quite a while. I didn't go on my own until 2014, March of 2014 is when I opened my first. Yeah. But I was a chef in a bunch of different places, and I didn't bring my Italian food to the table until I opened up my own. So I worked for a lot of amazing executive chefs, a lot of different types of cuisines, but Italian is my favorite. It's my heritage. I love it. As a matter of fact, real quick, with Chef Rosati, he had a post on there, and I didn't know of him at the time. And he said something about, because he does these Monday nights with Mario, and they're fantastic. He talks about all these different, he'll tell you more about it, but teaches you Italian and all these different things. Well, anyway, I just happened to catch a piece of something, and I didn't know, I wasn't familiar with them at the time. And something about vodka sauce. I can't remember exactly what it was. And I'm thinking, my grandmother taught me how. She's right off the boat. I'm like, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. So I get on there and said, no, you're wrong, to Chef Mario.
No.
So I'm like, who is this guy? I got to look him up. I looked, I'm like, holy crap. I got to apologize to this chef. He's a master Italian chef.
Nothing to apologize.
I know my grandmother told me.
Nothing to apologize, number one. Number two,
I did.
I tell everybody.
There's so many people out there that are fake.
No, that's true. I know, and you're correct. That's what I fight against every day. But first of all, please just call me Mario also, because the title of chef for me, I leave it to the only one I call chef. It's okay. The title of chef, I give it to one person only, Chef Boyardee. It's the only one I call chef. By the way, it was Italian. There's a little story about that, but it was an Italian in Cleveland, end of World War II. His name was Chef Bogliardi, and he had this recipe for this pasta. His company bought it, they put it in a can, then also because they need to find something to bring to make sure it was available readily, easily in a can. And they told him, I said, your name is Chef Bogliardi. It was pronounced in American. I said, it doesn't sound good. We have to change it with a French name, because if it's not, it will never work. And that's the story of Chef Boyardee.
Really?
Going back, yeah.
Fascinating.
You
Fascinating.
can Google it. It's actually a true story. And no, for me, I just love to share my passion, educating people. We do know a lot in this country about American Italian cuisine,
Yes, we
which I
do.
respect it. I love it. I enjoy it. I like my dishes, that Italian American dishes. But in Italy, the cuisine, especially now that we are in 2021, has been developing more and more and more. And if you go to Italy, and I don't know, Nina, if you had the chance to actually
I have
get
been
there,
to Italy. I've been all over
bravo.
Italy from top to bottom because I was married to an Italian. So we kind of went there a lot. But what I really, really enjoyed was you could go to these little villages, these little tiny places, and you go to a little cafe and the food is impeccable. But they bring out this great big bowl with all the fish in it, and you can choose the fish you want. And I mean, talk about, but I think what the problem is between America and Italy is the ingredients. You can't get the same ingredients in Italy as you can in America. The Italian ingredients is just unbeatable.
It's not only that, Nina. Now it's 2021. There is restaurants in Las Vegas that they can fly in their own fresh fish from Sicily daily. I mean, that's the ingredients are available. But you know, for me, I went a little bit backwards. Not only for the cooking side of it, I went backwards to educate people to understand the difference in the ingredients.
Yes.
Like you just mentioned, there is a lot of things people think it's Italian and it's not. You know, we have also not only my Instagram at Rizzotti Mario, but we have another Instagram which I would like you to follow. It's called Stop Italian Sounding, which is an Instagram which will educate you, an account that will educate you to understand the difference on what's real and what's fake without diminishing the quality of the real or the fake. I don't care about it. I just want to make sure you know the difference between the real and the fake.
Yeah.
You know, like a lot of people, so, oh, I bought Parmesan. It doesn't taste nothing like in Italy. Yeah, because unfortunately, by law, Parmesan is actually American made. Cannot be called Parmigiano Reggiano anymore. Can only be called Parmesan. So a lot of people are disinformed. A lot of people have a little bit more knowledge of the American Italian cuisine, which is very well known here, but there's much knowledge of authentic Italian cuisine. So in Italy, we don't have fettuccine alfredo, we don't have chicken Vesuvio, we don't have meatballs on top of pasta, we don't have marinara sauce, we don't have chicken Vesuvio, we don't have the abundance of garlic that we found here, we don't have Caesar salad. But here I am. I have a lot of job to do and a lot of work to do until I retire.
Absolutely. Well, that's actually my next question to you, Mario, is what have you got in mind that you haven't done that you want to do in your cooking career? What do you want? What's in your mind?
I wanted to talk to Nina, and now I got it done. And the second one, I want to talk to Oprah Winfrey and have a nice, beautiful Italian class on TV so that people will save me half of my time, because right now the plan is to travel to all the states and spread the voice.
Awesome.
But the other plan is that once we have the help of, you know, big, huge authorities, I would like to educate them to understand what's real and what's fake, because I'm sick and tired of hearing people that they come to me and they goes, oh, pizza in Italy sucks. Pizza here is much better. And I'm like, okay, I'm about to kill myself. You know what I mean? So that is the biggest shock to me when I send people that say, you know, I'll tell you a funny story. Good friend of mine, actually I haven't talked to her in a while, but the person that I know, Tamron Hall, she used to be on NBC, and she was going to Italy, and she say, I want some suggestions. You from Rome, I need some suggestions, some good pizzeria. So I give her a list of pizzeria, and I'm actually in Italy. And while I'm running into a store, there was a Prada store in Via Condotti, I ran into her, ironically. Mm-hmm. And she goes, oh my God, I'm so happy I see you. Have you been? How's the pizzeria? I say, my mom told me that all of them were very bad. And I'm like, okay, that I start to learn that is not Americans people's fault, but it's Italians people's fault, between quotes, that educated the population of the United States for a wrong adaptation of a cuisine. Yeah. So, and it's not bad, but on top of that, like you say, Nina, the availability of products probably was very low. So they didn't have all these things, and like, you know, spaghetti with meatballs. It became a thing here because
it's a big thing
it was very expensive. Yeah, but there was very expensive meat in Italy. So Italians, what did they do? Meat here is inexpensive. I want to give meat to my 10 kids and I want to make sure they grow strong. And I'm going to put it on top of a pasta. Why not? As long as they get fed. You know, in Italy, our portions are like this.
Yes.
Americas are like this. Again, there is a big, you know, and you're from England, so you understand me. And again, I want the viewer or the listener to actually understand this. I'm not here to talk bad about the American people. The American people must have learned from somebody.
Well, they love them the Italians. Come on. They love them the Italians.
But from the Italians, that they were no chefs. They were bricklayer, gardeners, they were just like,
they thought they were chefs.
but it's okay. You know, and I love the tradition. Don't get me wrong, but it's not exactly what we have in Italy right now.
No.
Our portions are not that big. We eat at 8 o'clock at night. We have one sitting in the restaurant. We don't call it gravy. It's called sugo or sauce. I mean, like all this debating, they keep going, you know, and I respect it. Don't get me wrong.
Of course.
But on the other hand, is the fact that people need to know the difference. Then you choose whatever you want to do,
yes,
but at least
yes,
you know
I
the
agree
difference
with
between.
Yeah, absolutely right. You should have a choice. Yeah, you should have a choice on what you want. I want to go over to AJ. AJ, I know you would like to ask a question. You're sitting there. You're being a little angel. What would you like to do?
Thank you so much, Ninon. I have several questions. I want to ask Mario Rosati. It's an honor to have you on our show. So what is really the difference between American culinary food and then the Italian American, you know, Italian and American?
Italian.
So the difference between Italian American and Italian cuisine, that's what you're trying to tell me. There is a huge difference. First of all, like Ninon said, the ingredients now they're fairly easy to find, but they're still different. Yes. Italy, as of today, it is a non-GMO country. So therefore, all our ingredients taste like Mother Nature gave it to us. In Italy, you're not going to find seedless watermelon because
it has seeds in it.
That's GMO. That's seeds in it. And, you know, I don't know, Nina, but I remember that when I used to eat a watermelon, if I wouldn't spit the seeds out, my father used to say, spit the seed out because if it's not, the watermelon is going to grow in your stomach. And then, you know. So therefore, you know, we have to learn. We never choked on those things, and we never died actually, you know, eating stuff with seeds. But then, you know, again, here we use a different way, and we have different kind of ingredients. Yes. And the best that I can do is to adapt whatever is available to the Italian tradition, the real Italian tradition. So the difference, to answer to AJ, number one, we use garlic to give flavor to food, not to kill the flavor of the food. When people tell me, and Chef Tarantino, I love you, I know you do your food.
I do, I love my garlic.
But
tell me, I know.
But, you know, people come to me and they go, there is no such a thing as too much garlic. Yes, there is too much garlic, you know. So sometimes I see some cuisine where—
What about pasta, garlic, and
people
oil?
like it. So, I mean, that's the only two, we have two dishes that we use, pasta, garlic, and all. But if you're familiar with the dish, the Chef Tarantino, you know that we use the garlic, we don't chop it up. We have a whole clove of garlic.
Yeah, we
let it nicely
the other day. We cook with a whole clove.
Yeah, that's a whole clove, and 99% of the dishes in Italy, you take the clove and you swing it in the garbage can because we don't have any issues with vampires and we don't want that bread. So, but the difference is—
so you two have, hang on a second. You two have a difference. You do not like to cook too much with garlic, and you like to cook with garlic, Tarantino. Not on a massive amount, but you used cloves the other day, which meant there was just
only a couple to flavor the oil. Only a couple to flavor the oil.
Yeah. But the good thing, Nina, is this is the typical example. We both, I am proud of Chef Tarantino, very successful as well. But we show you exactly the two different cuisines. The one that existed here, that Chef Tarantino is amazing in executing, and Chef Tarantino is also cooking what people want. That's different. You know, I would do the same thing. You know, the number one dish sold in many Italian restaurants is fettuccine Alfredo.
But don't get me wrong. What I've learned,
I don't even know it's Alfredo.
Mario, Tarantino, go ahead.
What I've learned, because I'm a diehard Italian, I love my heritage, and I can only remember so much of what my grandparents and my father had showed me. Because when I was a kid, all I did was eat it and dip bread in the morning. But so with him, after meeting him, he's broadened so much of my knowledge with all these different things. I'm like, no way, get the heck out of here. Because I wasn't taught all that stuff.
No.
With the
We've been
Italian
actually, we've
cuisine.
been
I only
talking.
know what I grew up eating, and that's what built my palate up for the
Yeah.
taste.
Chef Tarantino, I had a conversation with him. We're talking about truffle sauce. And he
Yes.
told me, I never used truffle sauce. And I say,
That's
I know
correct.
you didn't, because it was an expensive item and truffles are very expensive. And it was not part of the culinary experience of many of the Italians that came here before us. So therefore, for them, truffle sauce, or I don't know, you can keep going, artichokes and olive sauce.
Oh, but it
or
sounds
to
so
do like,
delicious. When you say truffle sauce, it sounds absolutely delicious. You sort of, yes, I want my main course with truffle sauce. I mean, it sounds so romantic. It sounds so beautiful with a glass of red wine. I'm going off the subject a little bit, but I'm going into dining. The Italian way of dining has to be one of the romantic ways, because as you said, Mario, you sit for the whole evening. That table isn't yours for an hour. That table is yours for the evening. And I've eaten in many, many fine restaurants, actually all over the world. And the dining, the Italian dining, especially I can think of in London, the Italian restaurants we had in London that I used to, Trattatriazza, I think there was one of them, amazing. But the food was always you always wanted to go to an Italian restaurant. Chef Tarantino, why always an Italian? Why do we gravitate to the Italian restaurants?
I think, well, for me, it brings
it's the best food, Joe. That's it.
Family in the food is just amazing. Simple ingredient. It's just romance. Everything's all tied into it. I mean, from what I was taught and how I grew up believing, it's just an amazing. Italian food's just amazing. It represents love, family, friendship. I mean, all food does, and I'm not knocking any other food by any means, because I'll cook anything.
No. We're just talking about Italian food because we like it.
If I had a choice on my date to take my date, and we go out to dinner, we're going to get Italian, and we're going to go to fly over to Chicago and get that authentic Italian.
Yeah. I absolutely agree. Well, I was married in Italian.
Chef Tarantino, I'm sorry, Nina, but not even in Italian, there is not too many restaurants. I can tell you that two hands is enough for me to tell you the name of Italian restaurants that they do authentic Italian cuisine. And again, I respect them. There is a place down on Grand Avenue that is packed every day. So therefore, but it's not Italian, it's Italian American. So authentic Italian restaurants, I'll tell you something funny. They have a harder time to stay open. We just closed in Chicago, one of the huge, a very well-known Italian restaurant like Spiaggia.
Why was it closed? Why?
Because people don't have the knowledge yet, because they were not educated yet to understand why a risotto that I can make for you costs $30. It doesn't cost $2.99 like Uncle Ben's. So therefore, it's a different kind of rice. It's a different kind of ingredient.
Of course.
Also because I had dinners where I cooked a risotto with Amarone wine, shaved Parmigiano Reggiano, arugula, and aged balsamic vinegar at 25 years old. But guess what? People licked the plate and they told me, oh my God, the dish was great, but there's no way that was Italian. I know Italian food. And I'm like, I was born in the wrong country. I probably thought I was.
Are you agreeing, Tarantino? Are you agreeing with him?
Oh, I understand completely. My stuff is all Italian American. Most everything, except for what I study and learn, and then I turn it into I'll make that dish. Whatever dish I study that I can make authentic, I tell people it's authentic. But most of my stuff is all Italian American family. My grandparents are the ones that came over from Italy. One was from Sicily, and my grandmother was from Naples. So everything that I have is right from those guys there. So
you're from the nitty-gritty of it. You have the nitty-gritty of the Italian. And I'm quite sure that in all the different provinces around Italy, the food is a little different. And also, I mean, if you live by the water, you've got a lot of fish dishes and you've got a lot of fresh stuff going on. And it's just, being married to an Italian, I probably just got very lucky because I love Italian food.
It's great.
Maybe I married him because he was his food and his, I don't know.
We can do a whole new episode about
it. Do a whole new episode on that one. Oh yeah, it'll be more than one episode, believe me. Anyway, and we don't have much time. Mario, how can anybody reach you? How can they buy all your stuff online?
Oh, that's very nice of you. First of all, very quickly, I know you have only a few minutes left, but number
Yes.
one, in Italy, to reiterate what you just say, in Italy, a meal is not a consumption of food. It's a celebration of dolce
Yes.
vita.
Yes.
We sit down, we enjoy, at lunchtime, a lot of people say, oh, my lunchtime, you take your time. What are you talking about at lunchtime? We're talking about what we're having for dinner.
Yes.
We always talk about food. We always enjoy food, number one. Number two, the website is mariorizzotti.com, which is my full name.com. And you can go there, you can find plenty of product. Please forgive me, the website is on a state of revamping right now. So therefore
Okay.
there will be, and also some of the products are arriving. So, but we'll have it ready for you once you place the order. I will actually do something else for you. I will, to all the viewers that they want to actually buy the products, we're gonna have a code. We're gonna call it NinonSpeaks. And we give 15% off every order. That you
Oh,
guys
thank you so much. Hey, guys out there, all my audience, you got to go to Mario now. You got to go to his website. That's amazing. And you get all
Truffle sauce.
Truffle
There is
Now I can
truffle
finally
sauce.
use it.
There is
Okay,
pesto
let's,
sauce. There
yeah.
is balsamic vinegars. There is a lot of great product in
Well,
there.
thank
They're all
you.
products of Italy. I know
Yeah.
we're running tight on time, but be careful when you buy something on the label that says made in Italy, packed in Italy, or imported from Italy. There's not much of Italian in it.
Gotta cut
So
you
to be
off. I
Italian-
gotta go over to Tarantino. Tarantino, how can anybody find you? Websites and also your opening, the address of your opening on Wednesday. Well, the private opening.
The opening actually will be open, and we're taking reservations now, starting right now, because we open on Thursday. Wednesday's the private party. It's at 609-9 Brannan Street, Statesboro, Georgia. Facebook, Tarantino's on Facebook. You can follow me there. Celebrity Chef Joe Tarantino on Instagram, and Chef Joe Tarantino on YouTube.
Wonderful. And
Can I ask him a quick question?
yes, go ahead.
Chef Mario, what do you think about the San Marzano tomatoes?
We can do another episode, Nina. What do you think?
I think we'll definitely do another episode.
Let's
because
do
I
another
think
one on
I
olive
have
oil,
to.
balsamic vinegar, and tomatoes because we don't have too much time.
Okay, no, we don't. You're pretty cool there, Mario. Anyway, what I would like to do, I would like to thank my guest, Chef, obviously Tarantino and Chef Mario. Absolutely amazing. You're both absolutely incredible. You're the people that keep the women going because we don't have to cook and you cook for us. So we happen to like that very, very much.
Yes.
I also want to thank all our guests out there. They're absolutely wonderful. Without all of you, my favorite saying, nothing happens without you. AJ, go take it away.
Thank you so much. And maybe one day we can have Chef Mario Rizzotti to come and open a restaurant in Las Vegas.
Well, yeah, well,
I
then
don't
we'll
want to do
have
a restaurant. I don't want to do
Tarantino and
restaurants
Mario.
anymore.
No more restaurants.
No
Okay.
more restaurants.
Okay, well, there's going to be Tarantino's territory.
I'll come
We
and
got
cook with
territory
Tarantino
for
together.
Vegas.
That's it. Deal. I'll do an event at Tarantino's place.
There you go. There you go. I can't wait for Tarantino to come out here